Xbox leaked. Everything that was possibly leakable, Xbox has leaked. They leaked apparently a new console that they want to make, which I will say doesn't look too good. This feels so unwieldy. Just make a square box, bro. Where am I putting this? Where is this standing in your mind? Anyway, here's a post from IGN.
The biggest leak in Xbox history.
That is not the voice I was expecting. Okay, all right. This is from IGN. What?
The biggest leak in Xbox history just happened. Here's what these confidential documents revealed. The Elder Scrolls 6 will be an Xbox exclusive.
What? Why would they do that? Oh, this means that it comes out on PC though, right?
Sorry, PlayStation fans. Fallout 3 and The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion are getting remastered.
Oblivion is getting remastered might be a bit of an issue for some people. There are some people recreating the entirety of Oblivion inside of Skyrim. I don't know if they're gonna be very happy about Oblivion getting a remaster because they're really putting in a lot of work here. Yeah, the guys of Sky Oblivion are not gonna love this very much.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 might get a next-gen update.
The fuck? Brother, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best looking games of the last 5 years. Next gen up, what are you gonna add? It's supposed to get a next gen remaster. This is as close to real life as you can get, I think.
Xbox head Phil Spencer really wants Microsoft to buy Nintendo. Mamma mia.
Okay, bro. Why is a frog saying mamma mia? Is this what the people think of Italians? This is what you think when you... Okay, bro. Okay, to be fair, it is kind of...
After Sony's 2020 PS5 reveal, Phil Spencer said he believed Microsoft had a better product than Sony had.
I don't know about that, bro.
An email chain shows Microsoft scrambling to fill a huge gap hole in its 2022 game lineup. Microsoft is planning to release updated Xbox Series X and S models.
Okay, what the Can you play Skyrim Alexa on it? This actually looks like it's either one of those mini fridge for like singular bottles or an Alexa. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why they don't just stick to the plastic square box. I need to be able to fit this on a like flat surface under my TV. Where am I putting this? Where is this standing in your mind? This is an air purifier. This feels so unwieldy. Just make a square box, bro. The PS5 design is pretty sick and slick and all that, but I have so much trouble just putting it under my TV because it's just so weird.
And a brand new next-gen console in 2028.
2028? That's 5 years from now. Brother, another 5 years of lifetime for the Xbox Series X?
Phew, that's a lot.
What the fuck was that? Just put it in your spaghetti display. You think I have a spaghetti display? You think here we put spaghetti on display? Okay, okay. Concerning that amongst this massive Xbox leak, I've heard nothing about future plans for Halo. I have never cared even a little about Halo in my life. Is Halo a good game? I just think in general I don't play shooters at all. Like, if I play an FPS game right now, my eyes will actually start to hurt. Like, I'm gonna get a migraine. Like, I get a fucking brain aneurysm if I try to play Fortnite. And then we have then a kid comes in, he becomes a fucking all-knowing, all-creating, and incredibly powerful demiurge and creates a tower of wood in 10 nanoseconds and then blasts me into oblivion. I get a fucking brain aneurysm trying to do that. I don't know about you guys. I feel like they're just too fast-paced. A lot to go over in the documents that appear to show plans for a new Xbox console revision and controller. These are coming from documents as a result of the FTC case. The most powerful Xbox ever, now adorably all digital? Adorably? Okay, first of all, adorably is just not a word I would use to promote a gaming product. How is it adorable? Second of all, being all digital is not adorable. It's not good at all, actually. Oh, look at me. Look at me. I don't actually own any of my games. I just have like virtual certificates saying it's mine for as long as it's on the shop. And I actually downloaded it on my fucking the thing in time. It's fucking round. Yeah, I know. It's an air purifier. This is a fan. It's not a console. Brooklyn. They're really naming it Brooklyn? Will deliver a 4K Gen 9 console gaming with more internal storage, faster Wi-Fi, reduced power, a more immersive controller, and beautiful redesign that elevates. It's a cylinder. How is this beautiful design? Guys, I'm gonna be honest. Consoles, they got it right at the GameCube. Just make a cube, bro. Please, please. It's just so easy. It's just so easy to just put on my cupboard under my fucking TV. It stays there perfectly. Jesus Christ. Giving our fans more love. Yeah, by removing the option to use discs. I use digital myself, but not having the option is a bit of a bitch move. If it costs less because it doesn't have a disc thingy, I guess it's okay. But like at least the PS5 gave people the choice to choose between a disc version or a digital-only version, right? The component is 20 cents? Okay, then it's a bit of a bitch move, alright, I guess. Also, they say a new controller, which is in the next picture, I believe. Oh, yeah. Why does it have jeans on? This thing has black jeans. It actually has the texture of jeans on. The world's best controller now playing on a screen near you. What is this? The Xbox controller was basically perfect, my guy. I do think the DualShock from the PS5 is currently the best controller I have for like how good it is. The haptic like buttons on it are really cool. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Feel the game. Precision haptic feedback, VCA haptics double as speakers. Accelerometer, quieter buttons and thumbsticks, which I guess that's fine. Sustainability, yeah. Modular thumbsticks is good. Why did they put pants on it? Tie-high controller. The controller. If a game controller wore jeans. I think the design is... I mean, it's fine. It's fine as a... The shape is fine, but the design is atrocious. Also, whose idea is it to use, like, clear fucking plastic on top? Brother, just use satin. You don't just use the current texture you have. Why would you make it like this, where it gets all like sticky and fingerprinty? What the fuck? Why would you do that? I hope this is not their current plan. Like, I hope that they're not still planning this. The Xbox One Southbridge Microsoft has been using this whole time in the Xbox Series X/S is finally getting an upgrade. I mean, I guess that's good. Cloud hybrid games. First of all, brother, 2028 is very far away. I think cloud hybrid games, I've heard of this. There's already some games that do it. To where like your player controls are local, but for example NPCs or LODs or things that are very far away in the game, or like secondary post-processings and other things that slow down the game pretty heavily but are not as like prevalent in the game, where like instant input is not necessary, are calculated in the cloud. This way you get very good performance. And the game is basically being run on two machines at the same time, where you just run everything that needs an immediate direct input and then everything else is on the cloud. I think it's an interesting concept. The problem is, as always, you have to be constantly online, which is something I hate about modern gaming. And second, I don't know, it doesn't feel very stable to me. It feels like the interaction between these two things is always going to have some kind of delay, and I don't know. Yeah, develop a next-generation hybrid game platform capable of leveraging the combined power of the client and cloud to deliver deeper immersion and entirely new classes of game experiences. Optimized for real-time gameplay, and creators will enable new levels of performance beyond the capabilities of the client hardware alone. Yeah, this is what I was mentioning, I think. Yeah, that is so expensive. What is the point? I have no idea, dude. They're playing this for 2028, which is so far ahead in time, where it's like, I don't even know. There's no way this is gonna be their plan actually for the next 5 years. I think this is just like, it's a 5-year plan made maybe 2021, I think. So we have this other article here. After all the Xbox leaks today, Xbox is still the third placed brand with no change in sight. Game Pass continues to stagnate, stuck at 25 million subscribers, no growth. 25 million subscribers is crazy. Is it a problem it's stagnating? Like, are subscription models like this always growing? I feel like they don't have to be always growing. It's a subscription model. If you have 25 million consistent users, you're gonna get money all the time. Does it matter if it's stagnating? Like, if Netflix is not getting any new people, I don't think that's a big issue for them. They keep getting the same amount of money each year, which is a huge amount. Eventually, you're gonna run out of people that wanna use Game Pass or Netflix or subscription services. Like, eventually, you're gonna run out of people. If you get to like 8 billion people using Game Pass, are you gonna say it's stagnating? There's no more people. How is it a problem that a subscription service is stagnating? Desperation to acquire Nintendo, considering how irrelevant the Xbox brand is globally? I don't think the Xbox brand is that irrelevant globally. I think also it was Microsoft that wanted to acquire Nintendo, right? Xbox mid-gen refresh expected in 2024 with same technical specs that's going to be decimated at PS5 Pro. Are people expecting a PS5 Pro? What I was expecting is like 2026 PS6 and then Xbox update. But apparently they're looking for 2028. Copying PS5 controllers still inferior to DualSense. I agree, DualSense is a very good controller. Uncle Phil letting his mask clip and getting exposed in 4K for his lies and deception. I don't know about this. Feels to me like conspiracy theory talk. I don't even know why this is a thing that I open. I'm gonna be honest. Starfield still cannot beat Baldur's Gate 3 on stream. Yeah, no shit. Baldur's Gate 3 did so well on Steam, I don't think it's possible to beat it. PlayStation 5 all digital leaks, YouTubers silence, Xbox all digital leaks, YouTubers Xbox bad, Xbox destroying gaming. I don't know, I feel like PS5 going full digital is also bad, but I don't think there's a way to really stop this because consumers are fucking sheep and will buy things anyway. Netflix started doing the thing where like you can't share accounts anymore. People were like going crazy about it and then nothing happened. They did it anyway a few months later after like the waters calmed and it just happened and everybody's still paying. I think they announced like record-breaking profits after they hacked down on password sharing, I believe. They actually announced record fucking breaking profits after that. So people will literally buy anything. There's no way to stop consoles going full digital. I have a Netflix subscription, but at least I'm consistent with myself. I didn't go on Twitter going like, oh, Netflix has to stop doing this. I knew nothing was gonna actually happen because of that. People just keep protesting for shit. Twitter protests never do anything. It's basically like doing a fucking, what's that website where you like petitions? It's like doing petitions. Who's gonna actually listen to you? The company's gonna do what it wants, and as long as the product sells, which it will do, man, that's it. Like exclusivity is essentially what keeps many of these companies alive. Like, as the Nintendo Switch goes only digital, you think people aren't gonna buy the Nintendo Switch 2? Like for the fucking Zelda Cocks of the Ass that comes out, the sequel to Tears of the Kingdom. Like, who's not gonna buy Zelda Cocks of the Ass? Like, come on. I would. I know I would buy Zelda Cocks of the Ass if it was. I don't think Nintendo will go full digital though. I don't think they're the kind of company to do that, mostly because they're behind with the times, which in this case is kind of good. I absolutely love cartridges. I love Nintendo Switch cartridges. That was a great move. I think Nintendo being old school is bad for certain things, but one decent enough thing about Nintendo being old school, or like the kind of a Japanese mindset of like they want to be the different people who think in that specific sort of traditional way, even about video games. It's what sort of makes them unique. It's what makes Studio Ghibli unique as well. So they're usually very much behind on hardware, but they are the ones with the best ideas. There's some really, really, really good games out there, but Japanese produced games in general are very, very, very good games. I think it's most definitely the country where the best games have been coming from in forever, really. I want to see at least part of this video, just to see if there's anything we missed. And then we're going to move on to more stuff, right?
Xbox did not want anyone to see this. This is quite possibly one of the most catastrophic leaks in video game history. Not quite as consumer-facing as the Nvidia GeForce Now leak. We have learned so much about Xbox, and not all of it is good. So for context, they're still trying to get their acquisition of Activision Blizzard past the FTC, obviously the US board. Documents are still being filed, and they're being reviewed by both parties. And there's been a leak of extremely unredacted documents. And this isn't some like, they were sharpened over. No, this is just straight up. There's a lot of Xbox documents, emails, files, presentations, everything. Yeah. And we have...
I think we haven't seen all of it. I think there's more stuff in this video. I'm not sure when these are from. Like, these leaks were from documents that were made when? Because it feels like they're kind of old documents.
Have access to it all. This is literally their hardware plan for the next couple of years. This is their next generation plans even. This is leaked emails about acquisitions, including one that's absolutely bonkers. And of course, it's also all of ZeniMax's upcoming games. So Bethesda. So Oblivion Remaster.
Are ZeniMax and Bethesda the same thing currently? I thought ZeniMax was like an independent studio who they gave the rights to make Elder Scrolls Online. Or is ZeniMax like a part of Bethesda? Or is Bethesda a part of Zen? I'm not sure.
So the most important bits we're going to have to go through here is how they wanted to buy Nintendo. They even had a contact on the inside actually kind of working on making it happen for them.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in the Nintendo acquisition. I don't think they can acquire Nintendo. I don't think anybody's big enough to acquire Nintendo. Also, I think it would be a disaster. If anybody acquires Nintendo, I think we can call it for Nintendo. I think it's gone. Like, if Nintendo has to comply to any, like, internal policy of any of these fucking crazy modern companies... I don't know, bro.
All digital and all cloud, although I think we all kind of expected that. There's new hardware that could change the future of gaming drastically, which is a quick way of saying they might move to ARM. I'll get into it, but that's a very big deal. So we've actually got a glimpse into what they think behind closed doors. And I remember the last time there's an Xbox leak, they did, haha, here's a funny meme, some social media stuff. They didn't do it this time because this one is very serious. So let's get into the hardware then. Here is the Xbox Series X refresh, which looks... I mean, people have pointed it out online. It looks like that basically trash can design that...
Trash can design is such such a great name for it. Okay, bro, the current Xbox Series X, at least, like, it goes vertical like this, but at least it's square, so you can put it on its side. I still believe it looks pretty bad. This is $500 for a trash can. That's crazy. Brother, circles are a very, like, unwieldy thing to put in a house. Like, it's so difficult to place a circle in the house. Like, unless it's like a fan or a pot for plants, nothing should be circle. Where am I gonna put a circle? We have a circular table here. It's kind of okay, just because it opens and becomes like sort of oval. But like, circles are just not easy to use.
So this isn't really something you're going to go rush out to get unless you're an extreme Xbox fanboy. It's literally just, hey, it's time for a refresh because why not? Might as well.
It makes sense.
The other one then is the refresh of the Series S, which of course is basically the same deal here. It's up to a terabyte.
This is the same console.
You've got all those upgrades. You've got recyclable packaging. You've got low power standby mode, stuff like that. Which actually, you know, there's a decent thing to be said for
iPod. Holy shit! It's so funny to imagine this console being like this big. It's like, and that's the grill thingy, the black circle there is like the thing you use to like select the songs. It's so funny to imagine it being like a pillbox like this big. You like plug the headphones in the hole in the side here, like here. This is where you plug the headphones in. Oh my god. That's so good. I'll be honest, I feel like kind of the graphics of games have gotten to a point. Like, do you think in 10 years we're still gonna be needing more powerful GPUs? How much more computing power for like graphics do you need? After we get to the NVIDIA RTX 6080 that can render everything, like can render nanite blocks as if they're real life. Like, how much more do you need? Like, at one point, I think in the next 10 years, it's gonna have to stop. Unless you wanna render 30 billion, like an army of 30 billion soldiers at a time, even then, you can use some optimization methods to make that work for you. When do quantum computers become a household classic? From what I understand, quantum computers not only have to be very physically large, like rooms large, but also would not be that useful for modern computing. It completely fucks with the current programming knowledge that we have, I think. I'm not sure that a PC coded in like a binary way with like binary based code would ever run on a quantum computer. That's how the classic computer started out too. Yeah, no, I know, but the thing is it runs in a completely different logic. I don't even know if what we can think of as like computing would work there. Quantum computers don't have binary. It's not ones and zeros. It's whatever number you want. It's not binary anymore. So it's like a completely different system. Like you have to rethink every single scripting language there ever exists for a quantum computer, I think. Again, I might be completely wrong on this, so don't just, you know, look up your own stuff. But I from what I can remember of some sources I read, this should be how it works.
You also have a new controller, which is got Xbox Wireless 2 direct to cloud, which is an interesting thing to include in a controller. Bluetooth 5.2. They've got rechargeable, swappable batteries, stuff like that. New modular thumbsticks. Longevity, build improvements, precision haptic feedback.
Yeah, the Genes controller.
Deal as the DualSense, but they're definitely kind of pushing towards the Switch-like HD rumble in a way, because I mean everyone has access to that technology, so why not? And quieter buttons and thumbsticks. So it's basically just here's slightly new feature.
I actually really like the design of the Switch Pro controller. You know, it feels very nicely into your hands. Generally, I don't really have any issues with any controllers because my hands are relatively small, so I don't have really much trouble. Actually, yeah, I genuinely have like medium size, like small hands for a man, but generally big size for like a woman. So I'm like in the middle. So I just kind of have no issues.
Here's your launch timeline where it's like, here you go. Here's fiscal year 25, August, then late October in time for holiday. This isn't particularly exciting, but it is like, this is literally their plans, their timings all been released. So Sony and Nintendo get to look at this and go, oh, is that when you're planning to release that? That's interesting. What if we release our PS5 Pro?
Here's one thing I hate about Pro consoles is when you market a console as the Pro version and it just adds a few things. then you make games that only run at 60 FPS on the Pro console and that run at 30 on the non-Pro console. That's just fucking insane. That's just dumb.
Now, the other important thing here is all digital future. None of these have disk drives, which is why they've patented this, which is basically if you get one of the new all digital things and you have a load of like backward compatible Xbox games, you can at some point you'll be able to get an external disk drive, probably like something that they sell that will authenticate them for you. You just hook it up, which at that point you kind of go, what's the point? But then you realize they can sell that disk drive for something like $40-50 and actually make a little bit extra profit.
Like the old digital thing is genuinely really bad. Recently, not that recently, a few months ago, the Nintendo eShop for DS and 3DS closed permanently, and the consoles are not being supported at all. The only way to play old DS and Game Boy and 3DS games is like hacking the console. There's ways, but if it wasn't like for the community effort of archiving these old games, you would not be able to play them. The best way though right now to be able to get 3DS games, because you're not gonna find physical copies on the market, there's no way, they're so rare. To play DS games right now, you have to get like a hacked 3DS and download them off of some community driven archive forum where they post all the games there for archival purposes. The thing is, these are DS games that are like maybe 400 megabytes. How are people gonna archive The Last of Us 2 in 20 years when it's not the PS4 and 5 are not supported consoles anymore and you cannot find it on the shop anymore? There's
also a few other things here, a little like the mobile controller, which looks a little like a backbone. There's the one-hand controller for if you're playing, a game and for accessibility reasons, of course. Now, the next generation of Xbox, this is something they do not want people to know about at all at this point in time. But here we are. Their vision is to develop a next-generation hybrid game platform capable of leveraging the combined power of the client and cloud to deliver deeper immersion. Remember how that went for Crackdown? I don't know if anyone's going to be excited by hearing this, to be completely honest.
Nobody likes cloud gaming.
Stuff. But then we've got the actual very important stuff.
Genuinely, nobody likes or cares about cloud gaming.
ARM64 versus x64 Zen 6. Are they going to swap to ARM? Because you think about Apple's new stuff with the M1, the M2, and so forth being actually extremely efficient and extremely good ARM devices. You kind of see a world where maybe
big storage is getting cheaper. Yeah, big storage is getting cheaper. But what I mean is, like, how do you archive it on a website? Right? You need to buy a server to keep all that information.
A big shakeup of how consoles work, especially with how consoles work compared to PC, because obviously everyone has an x86 PC. If consoles suddenly end up being ARM and we move away from the consoles or small PCs, then we're going to have a very interesting time.
Is there really any reason to buy an Xbox right now if you have a gaming PC already? There is no more Xbox exclusive because it's owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft wants the Xbox games to also be on Windows. So people just buy a gaming PC. Like, I think currently I have the best console combo, which allows me to play all the games. I have a gaming PC, which allows me to play all Xbox exclusives, which are just Microsoft exclusives at this point. I have a PS5, which allows me to play PlayStation games, and then I have a Switch, which allows me to play Nintendo games. And then I also have a Pikachu Nintendo 2DS XL. Get a PS Vita? Oh, Jesus, the PS Vita, bro. It's crazy that for, like, PlayStation Portable, they actually decided to use discs. Like, use small discs instead of cartridges for a portable console. I feel like that is deranged behavior.
Another thing interesting about this is the thin OS, a lacking thin OS for under $99 consumer handheld devices. That'll imply that you're able to get basically a small Xbox phone or a small Xbox dongle or something that'll run a version of the OS and stream your games from the cloud. So they're very much all in on this cloud feature.
I don't understand why. Cloud is so unpopular right now. I feel like cloud is not to the same level, but it's like, when people hear the word crypto or NFT, you just kind of start to get away slowly right now. Like, there was a time where it was less like this, but that time is gone. And I think it's the same for cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is really unpopular. People just do not like it.
It just feels frustrating that that's the whole Xbox plan, is combine the power of the client and cloud, deliver deeper immersion.
Yeah, I agree. It's not great. The hybrid thing is not that great.
I don't want a game console that doesn't run my game if it's not connected to the internet. No one wants that. Even you.
That's the plan. You cannot run the games if it's not connected. That's, I don't know, bro. That's just not good. I don't like that.
Consider any of the latency stuff involved in that, even if they architect a good solution. I think a lot of us would rather them just focus on making good games. And that's why the purchase of Nintendo talk here really kind of tilted me.
Yeah, no, fuck, yeah, that's what Nintendo does. They genuinely just focus on making good games and also copyright striking YouTubers. But yeah, no, they usually focus on making good games.
Because they're saying it's taking a long time for Nintendo to see their future exists off their own hardware.
I don't know, bro. I think that's bullshit. I don't think Nintendo needs to update their hardware for it to be actually good. Like, genuinely, no reason. I don't... It's a great debate. I think Nintendo's fine.
It would be a career-defining moment for Microsoft to buy Nintendo, which is obviously you can be concerned with your own career if you want, but it is very much a different face than the one he shows publicly.
I mean, that doesn't feel like it's like they're saying they're gonna buy Nintendo. It's like this guy is like some Nintendo fan and he just thinks it's a cool thing for him to buy Nintendo. I don't think this is gonna happen.
They also said they wanted to buy Valve so they get access to Steam.
How are you gonna buy Valve? That is so... How the fuck are you gonna buy Valve, bro? It's such a big company.
But there's other things in the email that I thought were interesting, because they obviously were talking about ZeniMax, which then that went through because this is pre-COVID time. This is a long time ago. They wanted to buy Warner Brothers.
Oh, this is pre-COVID. This is 20. This is leaks of emails from 2020. Holy shit.
Mostly, it seems, because Warner Brothers have a tight grip on their IP, and they would have to license it out instead of owning it, which is pretty much in an industry where you want to buy things for IP and for projects. Not getting IP is a deal breaker. And then TikTok, which obviously didn't go through.
Don't get me wrong, I think the idea of being able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on your phone because it's streamed on the cloud is really interesting. There has to be no delay. There has to be 0% delay. I think it's good for people who can't afford high-end PCs. I agree. You know what the problem with that is? It's another subscription. It's another subscription model. Yet another thing that you have to subscribe monthly for. Oh, Christ. They are sucking us dry, bro. They just fucking suck you dry everything every single month. In comes the little businessman with his little bow tie, and he sucks you dry every month. Okay? To completion.